about house sitting when she and Jim would travel internationally. Her trip to Scotland and England were so amazing. It was always fun babysitting her small dogs, and the three that were my favorite were Topper, Mira, and Ginger. But Anna never knew that I had this fear of large cats. And she really had some large cats. You all remember Kanerska. I was fearful of Kanerska. When I came in, I would always look around and go, Kanerska? It was one of those house-sitting adventures when Anna got her first Apple computer. All of us knew only a little bit about a computer, but this one came with a game called Snack Attack. It's a game similar to Pac-Man, and it goes like that. Anna and Jim both had been playing it and had gotten really proficient with it, and so they challenged me to beat their score while they were out of town. So to beat their score, I had to play the game all weekend. And I found myself waking up and playing it late at night. Well, it became addictive. By the end of that weekend, every time I put my head on the pillow, I would see that little animal coming after me. And so I stopped playing it. And when they came back, they asked me, because I had started recording my scores and go, yeah, I beat you. But they noticed that for a few days, and I'd been in the house and I hadn't touched the computer. So they asked me what was wrong. So I admitted that I couldn't do this anymore. I had to really go to rehab on that game, because it was just horrible. And so they had lots of laughs about that. When Anna became the district mathematics coordinator, she started several projects that really focused on improving the teaching of mathematics at the elementary level. And a lot of her elementary math coaches are here. She started a math lead teacher program that had such an impact on the district. It eventually evolved into having coaches at every school. Nationally, this is something that districts are talking about now, but Anna was talking about that in the 90s. I'd like to share memories from several of the teachers that were part of this group. This is from Jackie Phillips. During my first year as a Title I math resource teacher in 1999, Anna took me to my first math conference in Roanoke. She was rather amused at how awestruck I was at the wealth of information available, but she said to me, just follow Anne Rayford around and go where she goes and do what she does and watch how she presents. Then go back and practice what you learn and teach others a better way to teach math. She even taught me how to go through the vendors and get the most info from them. That was my introduction to her dream to have a well-trained math leaders in all of the elementary schools. But she didn't give a lot of answers. She asked a lot of questions. The many Friday evenings and all-day Saturday training sessions that she and Ina Gross provided me were proof of her commitment and compassion to excellent math instruction. She even welcomed me into her home to sit at her dining room table and patiently guide me into how to teach such concepts as division to children and other adults that really made sense. She used to say, there is no such thing as goes into in division, because you don't goes into anything. What a mentor, what a friend. From Cora Dunham, and Cora has likened her relationship to Anna as almost cultish, but anyway, I'll read what Cora said. Anna made math an adventure. I was a classroom teacher the first time I met her. Jackie Phillips and I were paired teachers in 3rd grade back in the early 80s. Anna gave us a professional development lesson on using expanded form to add. Both of us thought that was ridiculous, but Anna kept telling us to try it. Well, we did, and it worked. A bell rang and lights went off in our heads. Math was never the same again. A few years later, I was a Title I math teacher and would sneak off on Saturdays to work with Anna and Ken Russell. The Title I folks at the time were pushing worksheets and commercially prepared games, but I felt like I was meeting with a secret cult group when Anna and Ken would get us involved with numbers and geometry. I left each session filled with energy and my mind spinning about problem solving. Math was unraveled for me, and I saw patterns and different ways to teach solutions for the first time. She kept talking about trying to get money to have math leaders in each building. It was the start of something unique and wonderful. One day I told Anna how sad I was about the way I used to teach. I had taught students the way I was taught, formulas, worksheets, and 50 problems for the regular students, and 100 problems for the gifted. She laughed and said, "Sweetheart, we all did it. Now just don't do it again." From Gail Engler, Anna Henderson helped kickstart my growth as a math teacher. She was always there to support me, but she never stopped pushing me at the same time to stretch myself. As I learned how to take risks, I was able to couch my students to take risks. Anna was an inspiration to me, always so full of life. I'm so glad I was blessed to have her in my life. Her legacy lives on. Anna had several partners during her tenure in Norfolk Public Schools, while all of us felt that we were really her partners in crime. She had two district level math teacher specialists that captured just how much Anna's leadership meant to them. And she had others, like Jan White, who's in the audience today. From Ken Russell. I first met Anna when she was the math coordinator for Norfolk Public Schools, and I was assigned to her department as an elementary math teacher specialist. From the very first, I knew she was special from her warm and caring manner. During the 2 years we worked together, she taught me the importance of hard work and excellence. I remember many times she would challenge me with assignments that, although I doubted my ability, she knew I would succeed. I appreciated her giving me opportunities to grow in experience, from conducting workshops at state conferences to working with textbook publishers and writing elementary curriculum. I remember when her husband passed, though a very difficult time for Anna, she handled the loss with grace and dignity, and often shared stories of how proud she was of his accomplishments. Even though Anna had to use a cane to get around, it never stopped the lady from doing whatever she needed to do to get a job done. Several times, Ken found her in the storage closet next to her office, pulling out boxes of math materials or books to be sent out to school. She had a wonderful sense of humor, and to this day, I can still hear her endearing laugh. Anna took pride in everything she did. It always amazed me how much detail and care she put into providing a basket lunch for her team, or how much pride she took in making lunch for you at our home. One of the strongest memories I have of Anna is the fact that she loved iced coffee. You hardly ever saw her during the day when she didn't have a container of iced coffee with her. If you ever saw a Volvo station wagon with license plates that said "Amen," you knew Anna was not far away. She was not only an outstanding professional and mentor to me, but a genuine friend. Our loss is heaven's gain. I don't know if they did it before, but I bet they served iced coffee in there. Ann Rayford said that I loved working with Anna when I held the position of math teacher specialist. Even though she was the boss, she always made me feel that we were partners. Anna was not an administrator who sat in the ivory tower. She made every effort to be accessible to teachers, and they loved her for that. Before there were math specialists in each elementary school, Anna was determined to utilize the math contact teachers to introduce and share activities with the faculties of their school. I remember at one October meeting, Anna and I took pumpkins of varying shapes and sizes, along with measuring tapes and string to do an Ames activity. All of us teachers were so engaged, taking measurements, sharing observations, and having fun. Anna was always looking for new ways to make math meaningful and enjoyable for teachers and their students. For the secondary math teachers, of which I was one, Anna made sure that we were aware of all kinds of opportunities. That's why she encouraged Ellen Hook to apply for an institute and attend at the Ohio State University one summer to learn about infusing graphing calculators into math instruction. Debbie Norton was encouraged to apply and attend a mathematics institute at the University of Chicago on the teaching of Algebra 1 and Algebra 2. Cheryl Brothers was encouraged and attended a 4-hour institute on statistics at the University of Illinois. And I was encouraged and assisted in finally attending a 4-week institute on the teaching of geometry at Princeton University. Anna supported and believed in her teachers and her leaders in math education. As my dearest girlfriend, sister girlfriend, Anna and my mother cooked up a celebration for my 31st birthday. However, I put a wrinkle in their plans when I decided that for my birthday, I wanted to celebrate it with Anna. And I wanted my family to go to a Greek restaurant called Anthony's. I don't know what kind of planning that they did, but on the day of the dinner, my mother got up and told me that, darling, we are having guests from New York, and I'm not going to be able to go to dinner, but you go on to dinner with Anna. And I kept complaining, no, Mom, you promised. No, you go with Anna. She'll take good care of you, and then you can come back. Now be back by 7 o'clock so that you can spend some time with the family. Anna and I went to dinner, and afterwards, much to her dismay, I went to go back to her house. I think she was getting a little antsy when I found some pictures that she'd been looking at and decided to plop down in the back room and to get her to tell me about those pictures once again. There were pictures of Jim, the children, her travels in the Midwest and things like that, and she was showing